Today we're back with another Vanguard portfolio update video. I try to do one of these every single month to track how my portfolio is growing and how it's doing over time. I last filmed one of these about a month ago, and today we're back with January's instalment. If you want to see how this portfolio started and how it's been doing over time, then check out the playlist that I'll link somewhere on the screen now. I'm going to log on to Vanguard, record my screen, and we'll have a look at how my portfolio is doing. Okay, here we are on the main homepage of my Vanguard portfolio. The first thing that you'll probably notice is my ISA value, so that's how much I've currently got in this ISA account, and it sits at £3,153.45. Last month, this value was around £3,012, so we've grown this portfolio around £141 since then. Okay, the next thing to say is that I currently have about £18,500 left in my ISA allowance. I'm not going to use all that up before that renews, unfortunately, but yeah. And then the largest investment holding is S&P 500 at £1,608.50, and that makes up over half of my entire ISA. Personal rate of return is at 11.12%, so we're still in the green, we're still doing well. The market hasn't been great recently. A lot of stocks have been plummeting, and just markets in general haven't been doing great. So I am impressed with that. Available cash, £74.66, which has gone up since last time, and that is because I made an investment. We'll get onto that in a minute. And you can see my last transaction here was the FTSE Global All Cap, in which I invested £100. So since last month, what have I done? Let's go into my transactions and we can find out. On the 30th of December, I made two investments. I invested in the S&P 500 and in the FTSE Global All Cap Index Fund. I put in £100 into both. I actually recorded myself investing in these live and put it on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, check out this video here. And what I basically did is I allowed £100 to invest in the S&P 500 and £100 in the FTSE Global All Cap. Probably Christmas money, seeing as this was straight after Christmas. But yeah, and what basically happened is I was allowed to buy £100 worth of the FTSE Global All Cap. However, I was only able to buy £67.45 of the S&P 500. And that is because you can't buy fractional shares of the S&P 500 ETF. So my £100 only bought me one unit of the S&P 500, which came to £67.45. And the rest of that money, so the difference between 100 and 67.45, went into my available cash. So that's why my available cash has now gone up. So let's just go into the investment tab and see exactly what my portfolio looks like as of today, the 16th of January. I've got my phone here with my last video just so I can see the portfolio makeup that I had last time and see how it's changed compared to today. So currently FTSE 100 is about 30% of my entire portfolio, and last month it sat at 29.96, so it's decreased slightly, and I have not invested anything else into the FTSE 100, so it's just decreased because I've invested elsewhere. The total cost is currently at £859.29, current value £930.10, so that's up by about £71 at the moment, so that's great. The next one, again, I haven't invested into this. It's the FTSE Developed Europe excluding UK ETF, and that currently sits at 1% of my entire portfolio. Last month it sat at 1.08%, so again, it's decreased because I've made investments elsewhere. And unfortunately, as of today, we are down on that one by 16 pence. Next, the FTSE Global All Cap. That currently sits at 15.62% of my portfolio. Last month, it sat at 13.58%. So I've increased that slightly by putting £100 into that. And at the moment, it's not doing too great. We're down by £1.44. Like I said, the markets have taken a bit of a hit recently, so that will be reflected in that. Next, we've got the S&P 500. Again, I invested more into this. So the current weight of this is 51%. Last time it was, let's have a look here. It was 53% last time, but because I've changed my entire portfolio, it has a knock-on effect of everything else. And we're up by around £118. I believe last month we were up a lot more. But over time, I'll be up in the long run. So this is all just little dips and little peaks that you see in the market. This is completely expected. And lastly, we've got the ESG Global All Cap ETF, which is not even 0.5% at the moment. Yeah, and last month it sat at 0.56%, so not much has changed there, and we're down by 6p. As I've just said, I now have more available cash just because Vanguard put the extra that I couldn't invest into the S&P 500 into my available cash. So I currently have £74.66 sitting in there, and I will be looking to use that to invest very shortly. My total portfolio, as you now know, currently sits at £3,153.45. So we are up £187.11. Let's have a look what we were up last time. So I believe last month I was up by over £230. But anyway, we are not up as much as last month, but this is what happens. I'm in this for the long run. So some months I will see a lower return. Some months I'll be in the red. Some months I'll be really up in the green. So it really does depend, but we're in this for the long haul. So I'm not worried about this. I'm not concerned. I'm going to keep investing consistently as I possibly can, and this portfolio will hopefully grow. So please click that red subscribe button if you want to follow this journey that I'm on. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Short video today, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.